Hello, welcome to a new video. It is that time of year again where we start doing our videos that lead us into the new year. It's nearly 2025. I don't understand how. We're halfway through December when I'm filming this. What? But it's that time. I have got 12 books in here and I'm going to show you what my friends have picked for me from my physical TBR. Now last year, well 2024, was the first year I did this, where I went through my physical TBR and I got my friends to put their name next to a book each, so I would have one book a month to pull from the mug. And I feel like it was a very successful, I think it was very successful. Like, I'm going to be honest, I've actually forgotten most of the books. I've still got to read December's pick, but I think they were mostly wins. I don't think I DNF'd any. Oh, I DNF'd one. I know I DNF'd The Chalk Man, but it's fine. But I really like how this is forcing me, in the best way, to pick up books that I don't tend to gravitate towards, but I don't want to unhaul until I've read. So I thought I would do the same again this year. However, this year I have not included any sequels. So last year I had Painted Devils, which was the sequel to Little Thieves. I had Amari and the Great Game, which is obviously the sequel to Amari and the Night Brothers. I think there was another sequel as well. But this year I haven't put any sequels. It is all either standalones or first in a series, because either standalones or first in a series, because I want to know it's books that I wouldn't gravitate towards. And there's a few on here that I have been considering unhauling, but I did want to read, so I'm glad I'm getting to them. So I'm gonna put the mug down, but all 12 are in here, ready for the year. And I'm gonna go through what my friends have picked. So starting off with Meg. Meg has picked Your Blood, My Bones by Kelly Andrew. I'm really excited for this book. I absolutely loved The Whispering Dark, and this came out in, I think, April, and I just haven't picked it up because I'm really bad at picking up books, as we all know. So I had a feeling Meg would pick this, and I was really happy when I saw that she had put her name next to this. So thank you, Meg. Next up, Danny picked Northanger Abbey by Jane Austen. Now this is one of only 2 Jane Austens I have not read. I haven't read this and I haven't read Mansfield Park. And I just am not picking them up, even though I have 2 editions of both. So I'm really excited to finally get to this. And this is shorter than I thought. This is teeny tiny, but it is like very small writing, so I will need the audiobook as well for this one. But look at me, I'm going to be picking up a classic. Thank you, Danny, for pushing me to read another Jane Austen. Next up is Andy's pick, and I knew she was going to pick Boyfriend Material by Alexis Hall, because I remember her reading it earlier in the year and absolutely loving it. So I had no doubts that this is what she would pick. I'm excited to read this. I've read one Alexis Hall, and that's Rosalie Palmer Takes the Cake, and I really enjoyed that, but I am very much looking forward to reading this one, because I've actually had this one longer. So yeah, it's also fake dating, which yeah. Next up, Kelly gave me A Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon by Sarah Hawley. I've had this book for about a year and a half, and I don't know why I haven't, actually it's coming up to 2 years. It was a birthday present, and I don't think it was last year, I think it was the year before. So I should really crack on with reading this, so thank you, Kelly. Part of me is kind of hoping it comes up in October, because demon, witches, but at the same time I don't want to wait that long. Next up was Jem's pick, and I again didn't doubt she would pick The House at Horrible by Christina Henry, and we're actually going to buddy read this because she also needs to read this. I'm very excited to read this. I have loved every single Christina Henry book I've read, and this, Looking Glass, Red Queen and Looking Glass are the only books by her I still need to read, so I am very excited to get to this one. So thank you, Jem. And yes, we will buddy read it. Next is Siobhan's pick, and they have picked Five Survive by Holly Jackson. I'm looking forward to reading this, although I am also very skeptical, just because I love the Good Girls Guide series so much. I think I'm in the minority of people who absolutely loved the third book. And obviously this is like completely different characters. So, but I am intrigued. I actually don't know, other than it says 8 hours, 6 friends, 1 sniper. I haven't read the blurb to this. I just picked it up because it's Holly Jackson. And I've then been putting it off because I've heard mixed reviews about it. But thank you, Siobhan, for making me read it next year. Next, Tori picked A Million to One by Adiba Jagadar. Part of me was kind of hoping she was going to pick Hanny and Issues Guide to Fake Dating, just because I like to read things in publication order. I'm going to be filming my January TBR very soon, and if I don't pull this one, then whether I pull it or not, I think I'm going to have to try and get Hanny and Issues Guide to Fake Dating on a TBR very soon, because I want to read it before I read this. But this is like Titanic. It's Titanic murder mystery. 4 girls, 1 daring heist. What are their chances? Is it a murder mystery? Or is it just a heist? No, it's just a heist. But I'm intrigued by it. And I bought it nearly 2 years ago, because I bought this in Edinburgh. Yeah. Next is Chloe's pick, and she has given me The Extraordinaries by TJ Klune. Again, this was another one I kind of expected her to give me a TJ Klune, and this is the only TJ Klune that was on that spreadsheet. So I had a feeling this would be the one. I'm really excited for this. It's queer. It's got very small writing. It's queer. It's by an author I like, and I've had it for so long. I think it's like 2-3 years, which is unacceptable. I'm going to read it. Next, Liz picked Warrior of the World by Trisha Levenseller. I really appreciate her picking this, and I was hoping someone would, just because I need to read it. I've had this book for the longest time. It was a Christmas present, probably about 3-4 years ago. And I mean, it came out in 2019, so this was either like 2021, 2022. And I am looking forward to reading it. I just haven't got round to it. Next, Ash gave me Unwind by Neal Shusterman. I am genuinely so intrigued by this one. Like, Neal Shusterman writes really good dystopian, and I'm really intrigued to see this one, because it's got, in a society where unwanted teens are salvaged for their body parts. What? I'm excited. Next, Lisa gave me Bravely by Maggie Stiefvater. I'm really looking forward to this one, because it is a Merida retelling, if you couldn't tell from that cover and that name. I love Merida, and this was another book that was gifted to me, and then I just haven't read it. So I'm going to read it next year. And then finally, Emma is holding me accountable to read my BookBox books, and she has chosen The Coven by Harper L. Woods. This was a Fairy Loot Romantasy book. I'm going to be honest, I don't know if this is going to be my cup of tea. It's got Her Only Obstacle is Alaric Grayson Thorne. The Universe is Beautiful and Infuriating Headmaster. So it's like student teacher, but adults. So like if it was a YA student teacher, I'd be like, nah thanks. So it's sort of like, I don't know if I'm going to like it or not, because they are consenting adults, but there is still that power play, because he is the headmaster, and I don't know if I'm going to like it, but I'm going to give it a go, and we'll see. But thank you, Emma, for holding me accountable to actually read it, because otherwise this would probably sit on my shelves for about 5 years. So that's the 12 books. That is the 12 books that I'm going to read in 2025, picked by my lovely friends. I hope these are wins. I hope there's no DNFs. I hope they're all wins. They are books that I am very much interested in. I just haven't got around to. So hopefully that is a good sign. But I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. Bye.